Alright, I'm selling these gauges from a 1965 Buick LeSabre 400 car with a switch pitch 355 Wildcat. This car has 19,000 miles on it, 19,807. And I just removed these from the dash. And I haven't cleaned them or anything, I just removed them. And I haven't tested them. So I know from having a lot of heavy equipment, you don't force turn any kind of speedometer. It's been sitting since the 70s. So whoever buys this would need to take it apart and properly lubricate everything and not break anything on the inside. So I just wanted to say this thing is not tested. Not tested. I'm not saying that because there's something wrong with it, because I wouldn't know. The car's been sitting since the 70s. My dad had a big collection of old cars that he stashed in the forest on 25 acres behind our shop. And I had a relative in Atlanta that would buy insurance cars back in the 60s and 70s. And then my dad would get them from him. And so my dad liked cars from the 60s. So this thing had 19,000 miles on it. And it looked like it had been in a accident. And I just remember my dad passed away just a couple of years ago. I remember my dad saying something about he bought a couple of cars that were in an ice storm in Atlanta. They spun around, I don't know, hit the guardrail or rubbed into each other. Anyway, there's these two cars that were sitting next to each other. And they both had 19,000 miles or 20-something thousand miles. This one had 19. And it looked like the similar kind of accident, so it kind of makes sense. But anyway, the exterior bodies are kind of rotten from sitting outside for so long, so I decided to part the cars out. A lot of dings all over it from the accident. So nothing, not a hard impact. It was like a slow speed. Well, you can imagine Atlanta in an ice storm back in the 70s. 19,000 miles. I'm selling these two together. This is a pair. 1965 Buick LeSabre. My email is privateseller007@gmail.com. Not the letters 00, like as in 007. It's the numbers 007. privateseller007@gmail.com. That is also my PayPal, and I use PayPal as a form of payment. So I would just have to weigh these things and box them up and get a price, shipping it to your zip code. But I list most things on a website called ebed.net. It's like ebay.com, but it's ebed.net. And eBid has cheaper listing fees than eBay, and it still uses the good old-fashioned PayPal. And it works just like the regular good old-fashioned eBay, and it was started in the 90s at the same time as eBay. It was the alternate version, like as in it was the Pepsi and eBay was the Coca-Cola. And it's still been in operation. It was more popular in Europe, but anyway, it works just the same in America. It's just not as popular over here. ebed.net, www.ebed.net. So if you want to buy this through a trusted website where you feel like you have some kind of protection if the product does not arrive at your destination, you can buy it through eBed. Or I could sell it to you directly, PayPal, and then I just get the shipping price. So either way is fine with me, but you know, we both save money probably if we don't use eBed. I also list stuff on eBay, but I have been slowly getting away from that because of the fees. And eBay, I don't get my money for 2 or 3 weeks. I'm supposed to ship this kind of stuff to somebody without getting my money first, and then they can say that it's defective and then damage it and return it if they don't like it or don't want it, or they can swap it out with their. It'd be like if you bought this speedometer from me and you got it and then you put your old one back in the box and sent it to me, and then eBay refunded your money and you swapped it out and said, oh, it's torn up. That's the dangers of eBay now with their new system. The seller doesn't get his money until you get the product and then you say it's good or not. So anyway, these are sold as is. They've been sitting a long time. I'm sure they need lubricated. I kind of barely stuck something in the end of this and it was stiff, but I know that it needs lubed. I'm not going to force it. So if you're a car collector, these are some gauges. I don't know why they wouldn't work, but they probably need cleaned up and lubed. Anyway, they're not clean. This is exactly how they look when I just pulled them out. And it's a 1965 Buick LeSabre. I think that they might fit some other models like Rivieras and Electras and stuff like that. So please do your own research. I can't guarantee anything what this fits, but this is taken from a 1965 Buick LeSabre 400. And please be responsible. Know what you're buying, know the risks. As is, no warranty, no guarantee, no returns. Okay? Just look at it like an auction. You're going to buy these, do what you want with them. So, I don't want there to be any miscommunication. The car was not running, it was just sitting. But it had low miles on it. It was sitting because of an accident. So, anyway, these are sold together. I'm going to list these on ebed.net together. So go to ebed.net, not .com, but .net. Type in 1965 Buick LeSabre, and you'll see probably a list of all my parts. I'm listing everything from this car. I'm tearing this car all the way down to the frame. I just removed the complete air conditioner system in the dash. So somebody interested in that didn't need all the gauges and stuff. So anyway, I've got somebody in Denmark wanting the air conditioner, or somebody in South Georgia, USA. But if you offer me enough money, I haven't promised it to anybody. I just got it removed, and what a job that was. I have the complete thing, even the wiring harness. I didn't even cut the wires. And as a side note, I'm going to also list this separate for sale. The gas gauge with the part shift indicator stuff. Anyway, look for that if you want it. All right, privateseller007 at gmail.com. Thanks.